Hi YouTube, it's JB with Hertzler Capital and Sun Worshipper Sunscreen. Just wanted to give you a quick update on what's going on. Today is September 15th, 2017, and we had a terror attack in London. Fireball said it was going through the train, and people were burned severely. Also, there's been a lot of big movement with the cryptocurrencies as of early this week. I mean, we even hit like a week or so ago, Bitcoin hitting upwards of $5,000. Litecoin was right at about $90, and Ethereum was still playing around that 340 mark, not hitting back up at that 420 that it has hit before. And a lot of that pressure is coming from Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan Chase is saying that Bitcoin, if anybody in Chase is trading Bitcoin, that they're going to be fired. And he also came out with another thing that said that his daughter bought Bitcoin and now she thinks she's a genius. So I don't know how that's really affecting it. And also there's rumors that an exchange in China is going to stop exchanging Bitcoin. And they've done that in the past where they make that remark, it affects the Bitcoin, and then 3 days later they're like, no, we're still going to be exchanging Bitcoin. The other thing is North Korea's been in the news a lot lately with they're saying that North Korea is hacking Bitcoin and all this nonsense. So that can maybe put a little bit of pressure on it. But right now the Bitcoin is sitting at 36.26. And again, it's going to go above $10,000 by the middle of next year, if not sooner. Ethereum's hovering at $251, and Litecoin's back down to $48. That's going to go up. It's going to go up several $100s, $600 at least within the next, same time frame as Bitcoin, because a lot of people are doing the ICOs on and using the Ethereum network and blockchain technology for those ICOs, but Litecoin is actually going to be doing the same thing on their Lightning network, which is going to be huge for ICOs, initial coin offerings for the new cryptos that are coming out. I saw Burger King came out with their own cryptocurrency for the Russian market. Lots of things happening. Some things that are going on in the world thanks to our friends over there at Zero Hedge and Drudge Report. Trump tweets on London terror attack, so unhelpful, and it created outrage in UK. The UK terror threat level raised to critical because they think another terror attack may be imminent. Hundreds of tanks and howitzers from the US arrive in Poland, right on the Russian border. Let's see, should you take the Fed at their word? Well, I mean, Janet Yellen came out a couple months ago and said we're never going to see any kind of market downturn in her lifetime or ours. Interesting. The 1987 versus 2017, will history repeat or just echo? And it had a severe crash. I don't know, let's see if we can get that on there. I know it's small. Too dark. Right there. B of A, 2 trillion year-to-date in central bank liquidity is why stocks are record high. Hey, thank you, Bank of America. St. Louis braces for violent protests after ex-cop was acquitted of killing a black man. Again, they're trying to spark these racial tensions that have never been at this level in, decades, and we're back at these point where they're trying to divide and conquer us, because if we're completely involved in thinking that some person by the color of their skin is going to be more apt to get one thing or another, and all this entitlement stuff, and to divide our people, even with the Democrats and Republicans. I'm like Gerald Celente, where I say, I'm a political atheist. Thanks, Gerald. That's a great one. Crude fails at $50 again as rig count tumbles most in 8 months. And another article is why Saudi Aramco, delayed its IPO, because they were going to China to see if they had some interest, because it was not being received well. Because a lot of people are saying that Saudi's oil fields have been tapped and are pretty much at the last legs of it, or not going to be able to produce as much as they're saying on their IPO. Goldman is turning increasingly bearish on junk bonds. The bond market's in trouble. New York and Atlanta Fed and Goldman slash third quarter GDP forecasts. And then another article is America is going broke at Mach 30 and no one cares, because everybody's so out of their mind with worrying about getting a job, or how they're paying their bills, or the things that we have in our food is really affecting people. People are a little bit more tense and at each other's throats, which, Cliff High said that might be coming down, and the tensions could subside by February of next year, 2018, which would be encouraging, especially while they're running this this divide and conquer kind of strategy. So, one more. Let's check out Drudge Report really quick. Let's see. Yeah, in France they have a hammer attack on 2 women by a man screaming Allah Akbar. Exorcist claims hurricanes, rise of devil-backed Jong-un are signs of apocalypse. And again, the media is demonizing Kim Jong-un, from North Korea, because we need somebody to be the bad guy. We've been working on the Syrian angle to get a pipeline into Iran. That has failed. There's been reports of black budget deals that the U.S. Department of Defense is basically sending all this military help for those militant rebels, and that was kind of scrubbed off the books, but now they're kind of uncovering this, and so you could see the push for the Syrian engagement, but basically Russia has kicked most of these moderate rebels and terrorists and ISIS out of the country, and basically have them surrounded. There's nowhere for them to go, and so that's going to be, you know, nothing more there. They can't really create any more of a way for us to get into another war with another country. Same thing with Ukraine. They're trying to beef up this Ukraine, war, to get Crimea back for them, but it doesn't seem like it's really working in their favor. The only thing that does seem like it's working in their favor is North Korea. I mean, they just launched another missile over Japan last night, and it's not going over well. So that's basically the rundown. Gold and silver. Gold's been, hovering around the 1,300 and change mark, and silver's still around 1,750 an ounce. And not too much of a move, but we do see in the near future big jumps like we saw in 2011 after the correction after the 2008 Great Recession. So again, we have to be prepared, have food, water, backpacks, basic things that you can take care of your friends and family if something does happen. It looks like we're going to have a market correction within the next 3 to 8 months, and if that happens and we do not have those kinds of preps in place, we're going to be in a worse spot. I mean, you can see what Harvey and Irma has done to the store shelves in Houston and in Florida. And it caused a lot of chaos, and people were hungry and looting and things like that, where, if we can have those preps in place, we don't have to go out and cause that kind of problems and create a need for the National Guard or some kind of military intervention. And then, but because who's coming? If the collapse comes because of the fall in the dollar, what are people going to get paid in? These are things that we need to think about. So thank you for watching. Again, this is JB with Hertzler Capital and sunworshipersunscreen.com. If you have any questions, you can always leave a comment at the bottom here or contact us through one of the websites. We'd love to hear from you, your questions, your comments. And God bless us. Please be prepared and take care of your friends and family. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.